We crave certainty. You've got responsibilities, mortgage, kids, aging parents, retirement just creeping closer day after day. You don't want to blow up your life on a whim. You want God to make it clear and understandable. But God rarely sends blueprints. He sends invitations. And somewhere along the way, needing everything to make sense before you move stops being wisdom and starts being a very churchy form of rebellion.
Got it. So have we turned our need for clarity, have we turned that into like our modern day idol or one of our new modern day idols?
Maybe.
I need an answer to everything before I can do anything.
Right. I need a detail. I need a checklist. I need a checklist so I can check things off.
Checklist. I need a plan. I need to know everything, right?
It's like
and it seems like we get stuck moving forward unless we have that plan.
Yeah, we need a contract. When things calm down, then I'll obey. Okay, just let things calm down first, Lord.
Yep. Or once I have a little bit more money saved up, then I'll feel more comfortable giving.
Yeah. So when God opens the perfect door, then I'll serve. But it's got to be that. It's got to be just the right door. It's got to be that.
Here's my favorite. If he really wants me to do this, he would make it more obvious.
Right? I don't know why God. So it's kind of like we don't say God, prove yourself. We say, God, clarify yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you're really saying?
Mm.
And how that is because we are truly unsure if that's what he means or if what he means is something that we don't want to do. If we're uncomfortable doing it, so we use it as an excuse, saying, well, I'm not sure that's what he really meant by that. So we spend more time asking for clarity when we already have all the clarity we need. We're just using it as the excuse so we don't have to do something that...
We analyze, we overanalyze. Are you sure this is exactly what you want me to do, God? I mean, I'm going to stay in this job until it's absolutely clear that he told me to leave the job.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And is it because we know we're supposed to leave the job, but we're scared, we're afraid?
I think we're always afraid of uncertainty.
Sure.
I mean, I want to be absolutely. I need a guarantee. An absolute ironclad guarantee. So.
Yeah, because then we stay in those jobs, or we feel like we're supposed to go say something to somebody, but we don't say anything. We just keep our mouths shut.
Yeah. We stay in that mode of I'm still praying about it.
Yeah.
I'm still praying about it. And other people step into a thing that we're called to do, but we're still praying about it. I'm still waiting on the Lord, probably for that perfect door. I wonder what the perfect door looks like.
Bet it's red.
You think it's red? Does it say push or pull on it?
Well, if it's the perfect door, either.
Swings both ways. Okay. Swing.
I think it's one of those rotating ones. Like, those are fun.
Those can be fun. You can get stuck in those for days.
Yeah.
Suddenly unfun. So follow this comment or this train of thought. Okay. Vision follows obedience. Clarity follows movement. Got it?
I like that.
Vision follows obedience. Clarity follows movement. Kind of like your camera.
It just kind of randomly does stuff, doesn't it?
In and out. And that's okay. That's okay.
So I like that statement. I mean, the first time you made that statement, I was kind of like, what does it mean? But I think after we talked about it a little bit more, and I think it makes a lot of sense, is that once I just obey, like, okay, this is what I believe this is what you want me to do. I'm just gonna go do it. All of a sudden, it becomes a lot more clear. Like, okay, I now see what the outcome is, or I now start to see what the plan is, or that kind of thing. And then the idea of that clarity is like once you actually take some action, it becomes a little bit more clear. I like is it Martin Luther King Jr. Um, quote of, I don't need to see the whole staircase to take the first step. It's like, well, once you take that first step, action, movement, then you start to see more of the staircase.
Right. Right.
Things become a little bit more clear,
Right.
right?
It's the idea of headlights at night. You're on a country road. No, there's no nothing out but you, your car, this country road, and it's dark. You can see the sky, it's beautiful, but it's dark. And your headlights, and you don't know if there's a cliff up ahead, or a turn up ahead, or a tree up ahead, or a bear up ahead. Doesn't matter. You just can't see beyond your headlights. And the only way to see further down the road is for get the car moving. You got to start moving before you can see more.
Hmm.
So take the step, move, trust, get going. Vision follows obedience, clarity follows movement.
I like it. And I think if you jump into Hebrews 11, like get get a list of people who just did that, right? I didn't wait for God to give me more clarity or paint me the picture or to give me the blueprint or to do anything. They just God kind of gave them a ridiculous request and they're like, okay,
Build an ark. I dare you.
yeah, build an ark.
What?
Oh, okay.
What's an ark?
Yeah, that's an ark. Well, and then like we were having that discussion about the idea of like, okay, well now the ark's built. Now what do I do? Well, go get some animals, like two of every kind. Wait, what?
It's a byline. It's not written in scripture. It's Noah on safari.
Noah on safari. He's rounding up the animals.
Actually, it was God on safari. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I do believe it actually says that God brought the animals to Noah. Noah didn't have to go out there with a lasso and trying to track down giraffes.
Right.
Just seeing Noah on horseback chasing a giraffe with a lasso seems just like a really funny image.
Yeah.
But who else? But who else? Abraham. Right?
Abraham left home. He had no destination. God said, "Hey, just get on with it." Moses, go talk to Pharaoh. Talk about excuses. That's another podcast all by itself. Excuses, excuses.
I have a stutter.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we have
Yeah.
one of the teaching pastors in the church I attend has a lifelong stutter problem, and he just invites the congregation in on it. He says, "I'm going to read this, but if I stutter, help me along." and everybody knows he's anyway. That's a sideline. So the promise isn't do this and everything will be easy. The promise is obey, and you'll see me more clearly than you ever would by playing it safe. So the idea is not to play it safe, I guess. Maybe.
Well, and it may not be. I mean, it may at least seem unsafe, but I think that the key there is just like if you just obey.
Yeah, and that sounds so simple.
It is like a piece of cake.
And we make it so hard. And I mean, so we've already mentioned.
God tells you to build an ark in your front yard. And you're like, well, wait a minute. Let's talk about this first. There's no way you told me to do that.
There's not enough gopher wood in the whole region to do this, okay? I'm going to have to ship it in from somewhere else. So, I mean,
that's right. Though. I mean, it's like, we're called to obey, but then when all of a sudden it just seems Like, no, that's gonna be really uncomfortable for me. So yeah, I probably didn't hear you correctly.
Probably. So,
Yeah.
so we mentioned Abraham, where Abraham was called to go. He wasn't given a location or a timeline or even a contingency plan.
Mm.
He he got a direction, and it wasn't even a fully loaded Google Maps route. It was just go. Once you go, I'll show you.
Yeah. Yeah. Go leave where you are.
And
And then I'll show you.
then I'll show you. Right?
Yeah. What would have happened if he went the other direction out of town?
What if he waited to say, "Well, let's wait till the kids are grown"?
Right.
Let, wait a sec. I've got a mortgage. Let's just wait until I can refinance.
Well, when he left, he didn't have any kids.
Huh? Oh, well, there's that. But modern day excuses. Let's just think about it. When I feel ready, I'll do it because feeling is
Yeah.
first.
There are just there's just too much uncertainty. The market, the economy, all of that, AI is taking over the world, I just
Mhm.
too much uncertainty right now to really do anything other than just what I'm currently doing.
Right, right. And
And
well,
I think
what are we
and,
doing?
and well, but I really think I mean, they become our excuses to allow us to be comfortable.
Right. At some point, saying I'm being responsible turns into I'm avoiding risk because I don't trust God to catch me.
And that's really what it comes down to, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And we can say all along like I just while I may not ever admit it, I like being comfortable. I like the certainty of things. But the bottom line is I don't trust God enough.
yeah. I'm having a hard time with stepping. Excuse me. I'm having a hard time with stepping out, which kind of leads us a little bit when we think about Peter in Matthew chapter 14. Uh,
Mhm.
Jesus says, "Come to me, get out of the boat." Okay,
And Peter does.
okay,
He got out of a perfectly good boat
he did.
and stepped where no one has ever been able to stand before.
Yeah, just because Jesus said, "Come," and he trusted him.
Now, here's the really cool part about that, because we talked about that obedience provides vision,
Hmm.
right? So he was obedient and he was able to walk on water as long as he did what?
Kept his eyes on
As long
God.
as he,
Kept his
as
eyes on
long as he kept
Christ.
his eyes on Jesus,
Right.
right? So, but as soon as he starts to look away, what happens?
Yep.
So I think the same thing happens with like our plans and things like that. It's like, okay, well, you asked me to do this, God, I'm going to do it, and I'm starting to do it, and then all of a sudden, I start trying to do things my way, and then what happens?
Yeah.
Things don't usually turn out the way that we want. So he starts panic, he panics, he sinks, and all of that.
Right. But some of us are so afraid of sinking that we won't even get out of the boat.
Exactly.
We're
There's no possible way I can stand, so I'm not even going to try.
or they get out of the boat, they realize they can stand, but they don't want to leave their hand from the side of the boat. They're hanging on to what they think is safe. And by hanging on to the thing they think is safe, they're not trusting God completely. They're not trusting Christ enough to actually walk in the water and do the impossible.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
So what are we saying here?
well, Peter
What are
did
we
the
saying?
right. Peter did the right thing, didn't he? I mean, he stepped out of the boat and he meant, and we can. I don't want to bypass the fact that he took his eyes off Jesus and began to sink. That was just a really good example of what happens when you don't keep your eyes on Christ. But I mean, a modern parallel would be giving generously when your spreadsheet says, "This is stupid. You can't afford this," but you do it anyway.
Yeah. Or starting a podcast or some sort of a side gig or I mean, I know in our church, um, like God, I forget what they call them in our church, but life groups, small groups, you know, like starting one versus joining one.
Right, right. And for the introvert, you're going, I don't, I'll feel so
Yeah,
awkward.
my house is too small. The house is too dirty.
Right.
There's dog hair all over.
I don't have anything to
People
contribute.
people people wouldn't have any nobody wouldn't have any place to put people and let them sit.
Yep,
Like all great reasons to not start a small group.
yep, yep. It just, and then there's the one that, there's Thomas who I got to see it first.
Hmm?
I just have, I just can't until I see it first. Unless I see the nail marks, I'm not going to believe. And I love what Jesus did with that. He doesn't show up and he doesn't. Well, he shows up and gives them proof, but he doesn't chastise them. He just says, "Okay, here's the proof." He doesn't show up and say, cast him out or push him aside and say, "Well, if you don't believe, you don't believe." He just said, "No, no, here you go, here you go." But he also drew a line in the sand because he said, "Because you've seen me, you've believed. But blessed are those who have not seen and yet still believe."
Right. Yeah. So like you can believe because you've seen, but how much I don't know if I go as far as saying better, but at least blessed are those that don't need to see.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Which again goes back to, okay, I don't see the whole plan of how this is going to work out if I give this or say this or do this or whatever. But if I just believe that you're not going to let me sink, then I just go do it.
right, right, and the modern idea of this is well, if God heals me, then I'll believe. I'll seriously believe if He heals me, or if he gets me this job, then I'll trust Him. So here's a couple questions. Where are you hiding fear behind the phrase "I just need more clarity"?
Mm.
Ask yourself
Yep.
that. Am I hiding in fear behind this idea of more clarity? So name one area where you already know your next obedient step and take the step, yo. Take it.
I think the other thing we can do too is like, what is one thing that I could just really kind of almost radically trust in this month? Not down the road, not when the spreadsheet says it's okay, not when whatever, but just today. Like just start doing it today and just see what happens.
It's scary. I mean, it is.
Very scary, right?
I mean, yeah, we're human. It's scary. The more you do it, sometimes the easier it gets. But nevertheless, you got to take. That's where the idea of faith actually comes in. You're taking a step.
Yep. I think this week it's a matter of like, what's one area you've been stalling in, and just make the decision to just go do it.
Mm,
See what happens.
right. So think about this. If God never gave you another sign, would what He's already said in His Word be enough?
Wow. I mean, yeah. But that doesn't mean it's not it doesn't mean it's easier. It doesn't mean that I still don't want the other
We
sign,
want
right?
another sign. I need to have another sign.
Yeah.
Just read what I've already given you. It's right there. It's right
Who
there, people. If
who,
He
who
never
kept
gives you
asking who kept asking for more signs in the Old Testament? Like
Gabriel or
make
Gideon,
Gideon, yeah, Gideon
Gideon,
makes the the cloth. I want the cloth to be wet, and then I want the cloth to be dry,
and then I want it to
and
be a
then
different color. I want it to be a
yeah,
different fabric. I want spandex.
I want it to float. I want it floating in the air. I want it folded this way. I want it folded that way.
Could have gone on for years.
Yeah, I mean, but
Yeah.
I mean, we do, right? Well, I see the sign you gave me, but give me another one.
Give me another sign. It's like driving down the interstate. Turn here in 5 miles. Turn here in 2 miles. Turn here 500 feet. I missed it.
Right. What's the old joke about the guy sitting on the roof during the flood, and it's like a boat comes along and says, "Hey, jump in." He goes, "No, God will save me." And then helicopter comes along, goes, "No, God will save me." And finally he drowns and gets to heaven, and he's like, "God, why didn't you save me?" He said, "Boy, I sent you a boat and a helicopter."
Yeah, just open your eyes, see what God has for you, but you got to take the step. That's where we're
Gotta
going.
take
That's where we're going to leave it. You got to take the step. Okay,
Yep. Just go do that today.
just do it.
That is Bill.
That is Jamie.